Hello, I am the programming Dunce, and I shall inherit the material from the previous video. Earlier, I introduced basic object-oriented programming with a basic constructor, destructor, permission protections, and basic methods and attributes. I say inherit because we are not only going to discuss more complex constructors, but also subclasses, which inherit the properties from the base class. In Java and C#, you can inherit from only one class, but multiple interfaces. In C++, one class can inherit from multiple classes. This is called multiple inheritance. However, if two parent classes share common attributes or methods, you can easily get into trouble. This is probably why this feature was removed in Java and C#.
Let us look at a base class called rectangle, which has the attributes of width and height. Notice how instead of being private, they are protected. This gives subclasses access to those attributes. We also have two new constructors that determine how the attributes start out. Notice how multiple methods are declared with the keyword virtual. This enables subclasses to override these methods easily and provide an implementation of their own. I'm going to quickly show you the implementation file for the rectangle class, which is barely more complicated than the demo class from the previous video. I then create a subclass called square. I take it you have some idea where this is going to go. Indeed, it inherited from the rectangle class and has some methods overriding the rectangle methods. It also has only one non-default constructor. Now the real meat is in the implementation file. Whenever a subclass is created, both the subclass's constructor and parent constructor is called, as opposed in the one parameter constructor of the square, we can specify the one parameter constructor of the rectangle as opposed to the default constructor or the two-parameter constructor. If no parent constructor is specified, then the default constructor that takes no parameters is called. If there is no such constructor in the parent, then you have to specify the constructor. The other methods simply modify the implementation for what is more appropriate for a square than any rectangle. I also want to highlight the print type method. While it does its own thing, it also goes ahead and calls the base class implementation seen in the rectangle. In C++, you type in the name of the base class followed by the scope operator. This is likely due to multiple inheritance. For starters, Java has the keyword super and C# has the keyword base followed by a period. If those languages allowed multiple inheritance and a programmer used it, then those keywords would not know which super/base to use. We finally return to main, where I demonstrate a pointer to the rectangle class and simply declare a square. If your object is the variable itself, you can provide some parameters to determine which constructor gets called. If no parameters are provided, then the default constructor is called. Obviously, if there is no default constructor, then parameters are required. I don't call all of the set methods as you've seen them in the previous video. I do, however, call the prep methods to showcase the relationship between the base class and the subclass. You can browse throughout the video to see how the output becomes the output you see in the yellow text. Thank you for watching, and in the next video I will discuss namespaces and the C preprocessor.